Hello, I hope everybody is having a good day. Listen up because these announcements are very important this NWSF, so I recommend if you're older than 16 you can watch this. If you're not, don't watch it around your parents please and thank you. This is episode 5.5, so we're actually going back. I hope you guys enjoy this and there's gonna be a big one coming soon. I just hope you're ready. I don't know how much this is going to be, but all I know is that I am having fun making it. I am enjoying seeing your comments, so please don't forget to like, subscribe you guys. Disclaimer, I do not own any of the haikyuu characters or art said. This is not how I view the haikyuu characters. This is just for pure entertainment. Warning, language might not be suitable for audience under the age of 13. That's all I have to say on to the video.
Some hoes better not fuck with my juice, cause he hot and he don't wanna lose me.
Big dude.
I like the way that fucking boy abuse me. He got a big stick and don't
She
wanna
got her
use
own
me.
girl.
He got a big stick and don't wanna use
She
me.
got her
He
own
got a
girl.
big stick and don't wanna use
She
me.
got her own
He got a big stick and don't wanna use me.
She got her own
He got a big stick and don't wanna use me.
Big dude. Let me. Boom. Let's go. Told the baby, bend it over so they
Bro, what is y'all beefing over, dog? It's 7 in the morning. How are y'all this mad? Her bro was sneak dissing. You know I don't play like that. Bro, I don't even know you. Shut up.
Put that grown woman on me, you scared.
Y'all can't handle this outside of school? Hell nah, babe. I need you to record this. I'm not doing it. Bro, I'm not recording that. This got nothing to do with it. Start recording or I'm gonna catch you next.
Don't be shy, show that print. Show me while I'm driving.
Bro, he's not even moving no more. I don't care. Keep
Pull up, let
recording.
me beat it. Shut up, let me eat it. Tell me when to start, cause if you don't, I keep eating. Baby, I'm a Scorpio, I'm rich and I'm freaking. Fuck me till I'm tweaking. Pussy water, pussy leaking.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Who said that? Who said that? Now pronounce you husband and wife.
Bitch, I'm big Joe.
Now pronounce you husband and wife.
Let me.
I'm mad at you, let's fight. Put that away, you psycho!
Ass fat, damn, baby thick. Nigga, slow down. You gon' shake your ass to tease a nigga. Girl, you low down. Lick your tongue out in public, give me. It's gon' go down. Fuck on that Wooter. Got a stupid, want some more round. Damn, shorty raw. She eat dick and balls. Keep a pussy ball. Got me tweaking in them draws. Got me tweaking in them draws. Got me weekly in them draws. Rich nigga dick. And I'm on my shit. Shawty love a nigga. She go crazy about the dick. Tell your nigga chill out. Don't do arguing in this bitch. Got my members with me. Bitch, you sparking in this bitch. Big dude.
TENDOU keeps rubbing IWAZUMI's back, trying to find the right words to say. I know how much this hurts. I know it feels like your whole world is falling apart, he muttered, pausing for a moment. But you know, just because OIKAWA is a piece of crap does not mean you're a loser for loving him, okay? TENDOU continues with the gentle back rubs, trying to show IWAZUMI that he wasn't alone. I know you've loved OIKAWA for a very long time, you loved him with all your heart, and it seems like he didn't love you as much as you loved him, but that is not your fault, okay? You're not a loser for loving someone who didn't love you back as much as you did. TENDOU looks at IWAZUMI, his eyes focused on him with an empathetic look in his eyes. He listens intently, waiting for IWAZUMI to speak. I just don't know what to do. TENDOU continues listening intently as IWAZUMI speaks, nodding his head slightly to show he is listening. He keeps his hand on his back, continuing to rub it gently. He keeps silent for a moment before speaking up with a soft, understanding tone. I know Iwa. I know, it's okay to feel betrayed. You trusted him so much just for him to cheat on you. I wish I had never met him. I wish this didn't happen. He stops rubbing IWAZUMI's back for a brief moment before speaking again. You opened up to him and gave him your heart, and he gave it to someone who wasn't you. TENDOU says quietly, a look of sympathy on his face. TENDOU looks back at IWAZUMI, noticing that IWAZUMI finally stopped crying. He felt a bit relieved but still worried as he kept his gaze on him. Suddenly IWAZUMI caught TENDOU off guard and grabs the gun out of TENDOU's hand. TENDOU's eyes widen in horror as he notices IWAZUMI grab the gun back. Hey, Iwa, wait, what are you doing? He says nervously. Iwazumi slowly backs away to the door with bloodshot eyes. He steps closer to Iwazumi, worried and fear clear in his expression. Iwa, put the gun down, don't do something you'll regret, okay? His voice was full of concern as he desperately tries to convince Iwazumi to not do anything dangerous with the gun. Tendou, don't get in my way, I don't want to hurt you. Tendou stands in front of Iwazumi, his eyes filled with fear and desperation. He steps forward, trying to reach for the gun. Please, Iwa, just give me the gun. You don't have to do this, things will get better, okay? No, I fucking am, and if you try to stop me. Iwazumi lifts the gun and points it directly at Tendou. I'll fucking blow your brains out. Tendou freezes, the color draining from his face as Iwazumi lifts the gun. His eyes widen at the threat, his heart racing in his chest. Iwa, Iwazumi, he says in a quiet, shaking voice. Please, this is insane, you can't do this. Tendou lets out a shaking breath, seeing the determination and dangerous look in Iwazumi's eyes. He gave in, as much as he didn't want to. Seeing the gun aimed at him made him feel like there was no other choice. Tendou swallows hard, trying to keep his voice steady. All right, okay, he says in a quiet voice. Will you help me? Tendou's heart races in his chest as he looks at Iwazumi. He knew what Iwazumi was asking. He knew what he was agreeing to when he said he'd help. Tendou swallows hard, trying to keep his voice steady. I'll help you, he mutters. The words left his mouth reluctantly but firmly. The situation had reached a point he didn't know if there was any other option. Tendou's mind was a mess of emotions as he agreed to help Iwazumi. Do you know where USHIJIMA and OIKAWA are? Iwazumi asked anxiously. Tendou tries to calm his racing heartbeat and takes a deep breath. I've seen them go somewhere around USHIJIMA's place, he replies quietly. Tendou takes a deep breath again and tries to steady himself before speaking. But we should be careful, we don't know what they're doing and they'll be together. It will be difficult to get to USHIJIMA without OIKAWA trying to interfere. Tendou, you do know why I'm doing this. USHIJIMA betrayed you. Tendou remained silent, darting his eyes around the room. OIKAWA betrayed me. You don't want to make them suffer? Like, where the fuck is your self-respect? Tendou looked directly in Iwazumi's eyes when he said that. He didn't give a fuck about you, Tendou, and you don't deceive that, neither do I. Tendou's demeanor changes as he lets out a scoff, a mix of anger and determination in his eyes. Tendou was feeling the anger and bitterness towards USHIJIMA and OIKAWA betrayal fueling him. He lets out a cold laugh. It doesn't matter, we'll make it work, and make them pay for what they did. Iwazumi smiles a crazy smile seeing that Tendou was on board. Tendou notices Iwazumi's crazy smile and returns it with the similar one, his eyes filled with determination and anger. They're going to regret fucking with us. Period. Meanwhile, OIKAWA is at USHIJIMA house making out with him on his lap. USHIJIMA's arms wrapped around Toru's waist as he deepened the kiss. A soft groan left his lips as he pulled Toru impossibly closer, wanting to be as close as possible to the other man. Toru's hands rested on USHIJIMA's shoulders, gently gripping onto the material of his shirt as the kiss grew heated and slightly desperate. A soft gasp escaped his lips as he felt the other man's tongue press against his body shifting to get a better angle. There was a slight blush dusted across his face, revealing the effect this had on him. A low moan escaped Toru's lips, the sound being swallowed by the kiss. He felt USHIJIMA's strong hands gripping his waist and pulling him even closer. The heat and passion of the kiss slowly overwhelmed Toru, his fingers now threaded in the other man's hair. There was a small sense of possessiveness in his actions, wanting USHIJIMA all to himself. A soft push from Toru caused USHIJIMA to pull back slightly, breaking the kiss. A small pout appeared on the brown-haired man's face as he looked at USHIJIMA, his eyes holding a hint of playful annoyance. You're so unfair, we weren't supposed to be going this far. USHIJIMA chuckled softly at Toru's pout, his hands still firmly gripping the other man's waist. He looked at him with his usual serious expression, which contrasted with the glimmer of affection in his eyes. I know, but you started it by sitting on my lap. Toru's pout intensified as he tried to act annoyed, but the flush of pink on his cheeks gave away how he truly felt. He moved a hand to lightly hit USHIJIMA on the chest. You know, I only did that because you didn't move to make room for me on the couch. Also, what about you and Tendou? I know I did this because I had a reason to cheat on Iwazumi, but you didn't have a reason to cheat on Tendou. USHIJIMA chuckled at the petulant display, finding Toru's pout endearing. He reached a hand up to gently brush a strand of hair away from the other man's face. I don't give a fuck about Tendou. You know damn well that there's no one else I want other than you. Toru's eyes softened slightly at USHIJIMA's words, the pout lessening as he glanced away, placing his hand on USHIJIMA's chest, pushing him down on the couch. Yeah, you know I have zero feelings for you. I just want to get back at Iwazumi for cheating on me. I only want you for one thing. And yes, I am using you. You're nothing more than just my rebound, understand that? Ushijima's expression darkened slightly at Toru's words, a hint of frustration flickering in his eyes. He tightened his grip on the other man's waist, pulling him even closer, their faces inches apart. Is that truly all I am to you? A rebound? A tool for your revenge? His voice was laced with a hint of irritation, but beneath that, there was a hint of vulnerability. Toru averted his gaze, avoiding Ushijima's intense stare. There was a flicker of guilt and uncertainty in the brown-haired man's eyes, but he tried to maintain his composure. His voice held a mix of defensiveness and feigned indifference. That's right, I'm using you to get back at IWAZUMI, to make him regret cheating on me. That's the only reason I'm with you. You mean nothing to me. Ushijima's grip on Toru's waist tightened even further, his frustration and anger starting to show. His eyes searched Toru's face, as if trying to decipher the truth behind those words. There was a hint of hurt in his expression, mixed with a hint of determination. So everything we've done, everything we've shared, meant nothing to you? You're willing to throw it all away just to spite your ex? Toru's face tensed slightly under the weight of Ushijima's gaze. The guilt and uncertainty in his eyes intensified, but he still tried to maintain his false nonchalance. He met Ushijima's gaze with a mix of defensiveness and coldness. Yes, that's exactly right. It all meant nothing. It was just a way for me to distract myself from the pain IWAZUMI caused. You were a means to an end, a temporary escape from my hurt and anger. Let's not forget you're no better. You're cheating on TENDOU with me. Oikawa cold eyes looks into Ushijima's hurt eyes and leaned in slowly and whispered in the other male's ear softly as he wraps his arms around Ushijima's neck slowly. So just fuck me. Ushijima's jaw tightened, his frustration and hurt turning into a mix of anger and confusion. He pressed Oikawa down by his waist onto his dick. Oikawa can feel it press under him through his pants. Don't bullshit me, Toru. I know you better than that. You can't honestly convince me that everything between us meant nothing. That you don't care about me even a little bit. But sure, I'll fuck you. Toru's eyes widened slightly as Ushijima forcefully pressed him down on his lap, a mix of surprise and defensiveness in his expression. He tried his best to maintain his cool exterior, but the tightness in his voice betrayed some of his internal turmoil. You don't know me as well as you think you do. This, whatever this is, it's just a fling, a temporary distraction. I don't care about you, okay? You're just a useful tool for me, nothing more. Ushijima's intense gaze bored into Toru's face, a storm of emotions raging within him. His grip on the other man's waist was unwavering, as he spoke with a mixture of hurt and determination. A tool, huh? That's all I am to you? Just something to be used and discarded? Do you really expect me to believe that you don't care about me even a little bit? I know you've been hurt by IWAZUMI's betrayal, but using me like this isn't fair. Toru's eyes flickered with a mix of guilt and stubbornness. He refused to back down or admit any vulnerability, his voice still cold and detached. Fair? Since when have I ever played nice? I told you this was just a way for me to get back at IWAZUMI. No, you knew that from the start. You agreed to be my distraction, my temporary outlet. You can't claim to have any moral high ground here. Ushijima clenched his jaw, his frustration and hurt growing with each word that Toru spoke. He pulled him closer, their bodies pressed against each other in a mix of closeness and tension. That may have been the agreement at first, but things have changed. Toru, our relationship, if you can even call it that, has evolved into something more complicated, and you can't deny that you feel something for me, even if it's just a tiny bit. Oikawa couldn't help but feel a shiver run down his spine at the intensity of Ushijima's words. As he was pressed down onto Ushijima's bulge, he could feel himself growing more and more aroused by the second. With a smirk on his lips, Oikawa looked up at Ushijima with a sultry gaze. Oikawa's demeanor changed suddenly with a sly smile of lies. Who said everything between us meant nothing? He purred, running his hands up and down Ushijima's chest. I care about you, Wakatoshi, more than you know. Ushijima let out a low groan as Oikawa touched him, his desire for the other man only intensifying. Without another word, he leaned in to capture Oikawa's lips in a heated kiss. As they kissed passionately, their bodies pressing together tightly, both men could feel their arousal growing more and more intense. Ushijima's hands roamed over Oikawa's body, pulling him closer as he ground his hips against him. Oikawa moaned into the kiss, his own hands exploring Ushijima's body eagerly. He could feel himself getting wet with desire, wanting nothing more than to give in completely to the other man. With a wicked grin on his lips, Oikawa pulled away from the kiss and whispered in Ushijima's ear. Take me, he breathed out hotly. I want you inside me. Ushijima didn't need any further encouragement as he quickly stripped off both of their clothes and positioned himself between Oikawa's legs. With one swift motion, he entered him deeply, causing Oikawa to gasp loudly. The two men moved together in a rhythm as old as time, their bodies perfectly in sync. They kissed and touched each other with increasing passion, lost in the heat of the moment. Oikawa's moans grew louder with every thrust, his body writhing beneath USHIJIMA's powerful strokes. He dug his nails into USHIJIMA's back, urging him on even faster. USHIJIMA groaned deeply at Oikawa's touch, feeling himself getting closer and closer to the edge. With one final thrust he came hard inside Oikawa, both men collapsing onto the bed in a sweaty heap. As they lay there panting heavily, Oikawa turned to look at USHIJIMA with a satisfied grin on his face. "Fuck," he said breathlessly. USHIJIMA smiled back at him before leaning over for another kiss. As USHIJIMA leaned in for another kiss, Toru initially wanted to resist. But Toru got off the couch and grabs his shirt and put it back on. "Like I said, I don't want you. This is the only thing you're good for." USHIJIMA's expression darkened as Toru pushed him away and put on his shirt. The hurt and frustration were evident in his eyes, but he tried to hold back his emotions. "So that's it, huh? You're really going to act like what we have is nothing but a meaningless fling? Like you care nothing for me? You're just using me as a way to get back at IWAZUMI?" Toru's expression remained cold and unreadable. He avoided USHIJIMA's gaze, not wanting to reveal any vulnerability or guilt. He spoke with a mixture of callousness and determination. "Yes, that's exactly right. You're just a tool, a rebound, a means to an end. You're nothing more than that. I don't care about you. I only want to hurt IWAZUMI through you so he can feel how I felt when he fucked that curly hair bitch, Sakusa." USHIJIMA froze in confusion. "I'm surprised he hasn't caught on yet, but when everyone knew IWAZUMI was still fucking Sakusa, nobody came and told me." USHIJIMA is shocked he never knew what Oikawa was really talking about. But now he does. "Look, don't take this to heart. I'll treat you to some diner next time, maybe." As Oikawa said that, he walked out the door. USHIJIMA watched as Toru left, his heart heavy with a mix of frustration and sadness. Deep down, he knew that the other man's words weren't entirely true. He had seen glimpses of affection and care that contradicted Toru's cold facade. But for now, he was left alone, his emotions a tangled web of hurt, anger, and longing.